How sneaky will the archers be against a builder hall level 6? What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome back to today's video where we are going to be versing off the sneaky archer troop against builder hall level 6. We are taking mass sneaky archer armies and versing them off against max base layouts. Now, we did do this with the raged barbarians and they actually fared pretty well despite the massive amounts of splash damage within a base. Now, this is the developer build, guys. That is how we're able to match up with our other account. Let's get straight into this and see how the sneaky archers do. If any of you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Please make sure to subscribe below and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with each and every one of my videos. Now, throughout today, we are going to try, as ever, to give you tips to use the sneaky archers. So here we are, versing our own base. So let's see how they do. Now, with the sneaky archers and a mass sneaky archer strategy, what you want to try and do is snipe off as many buildings around the outside as you can and then close in onto the defenses, taking them out with that ability. So what we really want here is to probably get the multi-mortar down. Now, unlike the raged barbarians, where the difficulty was the crusher, which takes out them barbarians in one go, the multi-mortar can hit the sneaky archers from quite a distance. So what we're going to try and do here is create a little bit of a funnel so that we can push the battle machine in towards that multi-mortar and then use the archers to just close in around it and hopefully help to take it down so that we can then start to bring the troops in a little bit easier towards the center and hopefully get the 2 stars. So here comes the battle machine. We're sending him in to tank for the multi-mortar. Then what we're going to do is hopefully here close in on the other defenses. So just a couple of sneaky archers will try and get that cannon down, and the low range, the short range archer tower, which does all of that damage, try and sprinkle a few in here as well, direct onto that multi-mortar, because we do not want the battle machine going down and then not being able to tank for it. So it is just about to go down. Looks like we are going to lose some of them archers. Yes, we do. Let's go ahead and try and get this crusher down as well, because that is another one of the defenses which is very powerful against the battle machine. Now, what we really should have been trying to do is focus in towards this double cannon, because that is another defense which is awful for the battle machine. So it looks like we might be able to get that builder's hall. Not quite. Let's sprinkle a few more sneaky archers in to hopefully get that down. They are out of range. So what we now want to try and do, now that the battle machine is down, we probably don't want to focus in on the double cannon. What you would want to do at this point is try and circle around the base to maximize percentage. So we do indeed get the 2-star with the sneaky archers. They are just a few tips in terms of getting them used for this base, and let's go on to another base layout to see how they do. So we're going to finish up here with the 65% 2-star, so not too bad, guys, in terms of the sneaky archers. Like I said, you really want to try and focus in on the multi-mortar first. That is the primary target because it can focus in on the sneaky archers from quite some range. Now, as you can see, they were out of range of that gold storage, so we end up actually on 68%, so a very, very powerful percentage that your opponent would have to beat in order for you to take the victory. That wraps up that first attack. Let's get into a different base layout and see how the sneaky archers do. Make sure to drop me any comments down below with tips that you feel would be helpful for people as well in terms of the sneaky archers. Just trying to give you a general overview here. Plenty of tips and tricks, but also showcasing to you Max Builder Hall 6 and the sneaky archers at level 12. So as you can see on this base layout, this is one of the layouts that I actually used within the Builder Hall 6 tournament. This was more of a hybrid layout, but as you can see, the multi-mortar is right at the bottom, and we should be able to take that out with the sneaky archers. Now let's go ahead and use just a couple on the bottom here to start funneling a few towards the laboratory there as well, because we really want to try and get this down and then bring the battle machine in. Here he comes. I just brought him in that little bit too slow, guys, and he wasn't quite able to tank quick enough for the mortar. I have a couple of archers in towards that Tesla. Now that he's going towards the the wall, we will use his ability, try and get him in towards that multi-mortar, but I don't want to waste too many other troops here. I'm going to try and throw a few archers in towards that double cannon because I would really like that down in terms of trying to help the battle machine in the middle of the base here. So as they move in, we're able to target that double cannon, and then let's try and get the single one here targeted as well. Hopefully we can get that short range archer tower, because that is another defense which is awful against the battle machine. Doesn't look like we're able to target it, guys, and we're using quite a lot of archers here to try and help the battle machine. I am going to actually sprinkle in the rest of my archers in the hope that we can get that roaster down pretty quickly, because that is the only way we will be able to get that builder's hall. As you can see, they are taking it down quick. And it worked, guys. That paid off. We managed to push the sneaky archers in there. Didn't quite get as much percentage as that first attack. But as you can see, the 2-star, very effective there with the sneaky archers. Went straight in for that multi-mortar. Once we had that down, it was just a case of helping to funnel the archers in towards the center of the base. And again, a very successful attack with the archers. If you guys enjoy the sneaky archers, make sure to let me know below in the comments. And like I said, any tips that you have as well, be sure to share them. I personally love the sneaky archers in terms of racking up the percentage, and also these bases where you have the defenses on the outside, they are very, very good for picking off the point defenses and then helping the battle machine to get into the middle of the base and take the rest of it down. So let's get into one final base layout. We may even do a bonus attack here, guys. We'll just have to wait and see how this one turns out. But as you can see, the first two were 2-star attacks. Now this base layout is one of my dreaded layouts, because I really find it difficult to get the builder's hall when it's around a middle part of wall like that. It's just very hard to funnel your troops in. In terms of the multi-mortar, you can see it over on the side here. Trying to track the battle machine to that is actually pretty difficult in terms of trying to stay away from that crusher as well. What I think we're going to try and do is sprinkle in the archers to a few of these buildings on the outside that we're probably going to be able to take down, just to help with percentage. But really, we want to focus into the cannons on the right-hand side here and bring the battle machine in towards that multi-mortar. So let's try and get this cannon down first. Oh, very, very big mistake there. And a big thing you can do with the archers is throw one of them down first, just to test for bombs. You'll see that I didn't do that, and it cost me a lot of life on the archers. So let's go ahead, get the battle machine in here to tank for the mortar. Try and get onto that Tesla as soon as possible. Notice how I put my archers that little bit to the west of the battle machine, and you can see the multi-mortar there didn't hit the archers as they came forward. Now I am going to try and take down the cannon on the side here, but the guard post troops are probably going to start doing a bit of damage. So I haven't pressed the battle machine ability yet, just because I'm quite confident that once he gets through that wall, I want to use his hits in order to get the multi-mortar. Unfortunately, he's walking the other way. Let's get a few of the sneaky archers in there to try and help. I really want to try and get his ability before he gets to the crusher. The crusher gets one hit on him, but we do get that ability in terms of taking it down. All of the sneaky archers went. For some reason there, I kind of missed what happened, but they all disappeared. Maybe it was the multi-mortar. But this is not looking good, guys. We have managed to get the multi-mortar down, but as you can see, the sneaky archers really need to get the short-range archer tower down there, and I just cannot track them to it. I don't think we're going to get the 2-star here. We might be looking and get the 1-star in terms of this gold storage, but they are going to move into range, as you can see, of all of them defenses, and it is going to be crushing time for the archers, so not very good there. How about we try that base again, guys, because it's the only one that we haven't got the 2-star with. Now, I don't try and portray myself to be any kind of expert within these attacks, so any tips, like I said, please share them in the comment section below. Let's try that base again and see if we can take it down before we wrap up this video. As ever, make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy it, and I'll be sure to bring some more of these mass armies versus max Builder Hall level 6 layouts, because it's quite fun to do in terms of just seeing which troops can be very effective. Now, it is quite difficult when you're not bringing bombers and that, you know, mixture of troops and hybrid armies to really customize to the base. But let's check this one out again. So trying to get to the multi-mortar, the battle machine basically tracked over to the crusher, which I really didn't want it to do. Maybe we can bring the battle machine in towards the air bomber here, take out these camps to try and encourage him over towards the multi-mortar. Let's see if we can get that to work, guys. So just a couple of archers, bringing them in a little bit sparingly to get that cannon down, and that's just one extra defense which is out of the way and not shooting at the archers. I'm going to try and snipe off this elixir collector, but I will save the other one in order to help draw the battle machine in. So just waiting until that multi-mortar kind of goes down and them shells are finished, so that we can then bring the archers in to get that Tesla out of the way. Now, unfortunately, we are actually going to take down that elixir collector. Actually, it managed to survive, so that's pretty good. Let's bring the battle machine in order to try and tank before the sneaky archer's ability wears off and they become visible to the multi-mortar. So that worked out quite nicely. The battle machine is tracking in exactly where we want it to go. Let's go ahead and use his ability just to help him through this wall, and then we can try and bring the sneaky archers in towards the double cannon. So just picking off the firecracker there. Again, we don't really want to bring the archers in behind the battle machine because they will just end up getting targeted, and I cannot quite reach the double cannon with the archers here, trying to sprinkle them in just to help the battle machine so that he can get that multi-mortar. It looks like he might track right here, guys. Let's just hope that he does. And the moment of truth, oh, he tracks left. Let's see if we can get a couple of sneaky archers in there to get that multi-mortar down before it does too much damage. We have two of them in that ability taking it out, and that is going to be quite nice in terms of taking out that multi-mortar. So down it goes, just waiting until them mortar shells kind of hit the ground and finish with the sneaky archers. I want two of them over to get that cannon down. This is actually looking pretty good, guys. Going to try, oh, they're going for the builder's hall, and I actually want them to go for that short range archer tower. So we did manage to track a couple of them onto it. That is going to go down hopefully before the archers lose their ability, which it doesn't. However, now that that is down, we should be able to track the archers onto the builder's hall, take that down, and then we still have 5 available in order to take out some more defenses. So let's put a couple at the top here, take out this short range archer tower, and that will allow us to take out a few extra buildings. And that is the key in terms of learning from your attacks, guys. You can see we failed on that base the first time around. However, second time around, we turned out to be very successful and take the 62% 2-star, going to be even more here as well, and end up being one of the most successful attacks this episode. We are actually going to run out of time, I think, but we managed to get 68% 2-star on this base with all sneaky archers, and that will wrap it up for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Make sure to subscribe for more Clash of Clans, and until next time, peace out, guys. Stay tuned for more Clash of Clans.